Otherwise, with those metal pieces in place, the Colosseum would still be standing, surviving catastrophes, wars, it would still be standing. That's how amazing ancient Romans were at building, the masters of engineering in the past. Obviously, the Colosseum has been restored many times in modern days. So now it's standing and it is monitored second by second, even without the help of many of these clamps. But from now on, whenever you see a hole, keep in mind that there used to be a metal piece that was either keeping the blocks together or supporting some decorations on the outside. Let's continue walking. Let's continue. It's finally time to head upstairs. And there is one special hole that is something different, right? See, this one actually goes across the corner of a block. But this is something more recent. Keep in mind that the Colosseum was closed and became a museum only in the 1970s. Until then, it was open. You could walk around freely. And actually, for a while, the Colosseum was actually the location of a market. And people that needed to grab their groceries, cars weren't that common yet, so they would use horses and donkeys. So what were these holes made for? To tie your horse. Would you ever think that? So keep in mind that this monument is not only about Roman history, right? There's a lot of things that happened after also Roman times. So we are lucky, so we're going to use the elevator instead of going up the stairs. This is actually going to be a great chance to have an awesome look at the section of floor level number 2. So look at that. We're going up, we're going up. We're going up and up and up. We're going through the floors. And up we go. We arrived with bouncing to level 2. So this is something new for some of you who are already here 10, 15 years back. This wasn't there yet. This is a little museum installation that opened in 2015. But before we go through it, let me show you something that is visible from the outside of the Colosseum. There are some ruins across the street. Close up on the ruins. Remember those main gates, north, south, east, west? There's something else that's special about them. They weren't only used by VIPs to enter and exit, but there were also tunnels underneath them. And some of these tunnels still exist. We are exactly on top of the eastern gate, and it is still possible to see portions of the tunnel that was underneath the eastern gate, the tunnel used as a backstage passage by gladiators. These ruins that you see are what is left of the biggest gladiator school of Rome, the so-called Ludus Magnus. We only have a little portion of the ruins left. Most of them are under modern buildings. We don't want to kick people out of their homes, so they are safe underground under modern buildings. But this is what the Ludus Magnus used to look like. This is a wonderful reconstruction by Cicero.com. Now I paused again because I want to show you my favorite little corner of this little museum installation. Would you ever have thought that the spectators during gladiator fights would get bored and play dice and games and checkers? These are board games that were found by archaeologists. Imagine that, people just getting bored and playing games inside the Colosseum. And that's not it. Food. Remember the snacks I told you about earlier? Peaches, apricots, there are some nuts, lots of cherries, there's even grape seeds. These are fruit fossils from 2,000 years ago, the snacks that people would bring from home while enjoying the games. And also some chicken bones, look at that, fancy seafood, oyster and clam shells, toothpicks made out of ivory. Doesn't that remind you of anything? Yes, once again, ball games, a stadium. And would you ever think that women would even bring their crochet hooks and knitting needles and do some little needlework or knitting while watching the shows? I think of my auntie and my nonna, my grandma, just knitting while watching their favorite show. Same thing back then. Women would just be in the audience and do their needlework or do their craft work while watching the shows, right? Some things just don't change, don't they? It sounds so surprising, but actually, we're the same from 2000 years ago sometimes.